news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.
A lovely afternoon to you. Many thanks for joining us on the news at noon on 24 News Radio and Television. My name is Grace Nwafo. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has dissolved the State Executive Council with immediate effect. This was made known in a statement by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Habiba Tadubiaro. The affected commissioners and special advisors are to hand over to the Permanent Secretary or the most senior civil servant in their respective MDAs. Oyebanji thanked the outgoing members of the State Executive Council and wished them success in their future endeavors. The statement, however, says that the dissolution does not affect the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice. Also not affected by the dissolution are the Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Commissioner for Education, Commissioner for Works, Commissioner for Trade, Investment, Industry and Cooperatives, Special Advisor, Special Education and Social Inclusion, and Special Advisor Land Survey and EGIS. Director General Office of Transformation and Service Delivery, Director General SDGs and Project Monitoring, and Director General Bureau of Public Procurement are to retain their positions as well. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund has announced that a total of 449,039 students have so far benefited from its student loan scheme since its portal launched on May 24, 2024. According to the latest daily status report released, the scheme also disclosed that it had disbursed a total of 86.3 billion naira as of August 6, 2025. The report further revealed that 731,140 students have registered on the portal, out of which 720,732 students have successfully applied for loans, representing a 98% application success rate. Data from the dashboard shows a daily increase of 933 in the number of successful registrants, an additional 1,094 successful applicants. The federal government is set to arraign 5 suspected terrorists who attacked St. Stephen Catholic Church, Owo, in Ondo State on June 5, 2022, where scores of worshippers were killed. They will be arraigned before Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja. The 5 suspects include Idris Omieza, Al-Qasim Idris, Jamil Abdul-Malik, Abdul Halim Idris, and Momo Otuho Abubakar. Report says the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation is prosecuting the case on the federal government's behalf. In the charge filed and signed by MB Abubakar, Director of Public Prosecution in the Federal Ministry of Justice, the suspects and others who are at large were alleged to have sometime in 2021 joined and became members of Al-Shabaab terrorist group. They were alleged to have their cell in Kogi and thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 25, subsection 1 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022. This is still the news at noon on 24 News Radio and Television. Still to come are news from the foreign scene and the world of sport. Stay with us. Glad to know that you are still there, just joining us. This is the news at noon on 24 News Radio and Television. Over now to the foreign scene. India's Supreme Court has ordered the removal of tens of thousands of stray dogs from the capital, citing public safety concerns after a surge in dog bite. Statistics reveal that at least 60,000 stray dogs live on the streets of Delhi. Some suggest that number is now far higher, with large rival dog parks, patrolling parks and residential neighborhoods across the city. The World Health Organization noted that the country accounts for more than a third of global rabies deaths, a crisis exacerbated by a lack of sterilization programs and legal restrictions on canine culling. The court has asked city authorities to set up dog shelters within 8 weeks and maintain daily records of the canines captured. It also ordered a 24-hour helpline to be set up to report dog bites, and officials must publicize locations where anti-rabies vaccines are available. Syria's Interior Ministry has said it would hold accountable those responsible for the apparent killing of an unarmed man at a hospital during violence last month in Druze majority Suida province after a purported video of the incident emerged. A week of bloodshed began on July 13 with clashes between local Druze fighters and Bedouin tribes, but the violence rapidly escalated as it drew in outside forces, eventually killing 1,600 people, many of them Druze civilians. Syrian authorities have said their forces intervened to stop the clash, but witnesses, Druze factions, and the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights Monitor have accused them of siding with the Bedouin and committing abuses against the Druze, including summary executions. The Interior Ministry said it has appointed an official to directly oversee the progress of the investigation to ensure the culprits are found and arrested as soon as possible. Indonesia and Peru have sealed a trade agreement as their leaders met in Jakarta, with Southeast Asia's biggest economy looking to make inroads into South American markets. The agreement comes after U.S. President Donald Trump recently imposed a tariff rate of 19% on imports from Indonesia under a new pact. Indonesia President Prabowo Subianto said the leaders witnessed the signing of a trade pact dubbed a Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, which will deepen ties between the two nations after he visited Lima last year. They agreed to boost cooperation in areas including defense, narcotics, food security, energy, fisheries, and mining, he said without providing further details. And heading over to the world of sports. Spain forward Alvaro Morata has joined Serie A side Como after his Galatasaray loan deal was terminated. The loan agreement with Galatasaray has been officially ended, and all that is left is to finalize registration with his new club. The 32-year-old striker, who spent the second half of last season on loan at Galatasaray, had decided to join Como to have a more important role than he had with the Rossoneri the previous season. Morata played 25 official matches last season with the San Siro side, 21 of which were as a starter, scoring 6 goals and providing 1 assist. Como, who continue to strengthen their squad to establish themselves as contenders in Italian football, view Morata as a key piece in their project. The next step in the process will be reaching an agreement with Galatasaray to end the current loan deal early, which would clear the way for his registration as a Como player. And that is a wrap on the news at noon on 24 News Radio and Television. Do stay tuned for more programs to be coming your way. My name is Grace Nwafo. Have a lovely afternoon.
To Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin. All across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio.